Welcome back to Game On after our wonderful break. My name is Barry. I am one of your hosts, and
my name is John, and I'm really hungry. I need breakfast today.
I also did not eat breakfast. I had water and a cheese stick.
Wow, that's very survivalist of you.
I have a, who needs to eat anymore?
What would you normally eat for breakfast?
What I plan to eat for breakfast versus what my inevitable sleeping through my 10 alarms allows me time to eat for breakfast, I plan to usually eat like egg whites and like be healthy with like oatmeal and like fruit, and then like I just wake up and I'm like, oh, there's a cheese stick. I guess that'll do.
Yeah.
So
I usually eat, I'll make some eggs, scramble them up, probably like 3 or 4, depending on how hungry I am. Get some OJ.
Do a lot of tea.
I'm sorry?
Tea.
I'm not a big tea guy, honestly.
My whole tax refund last year, I bought tea, like $200 worth of tea.
Wow, that sounds like a serious issue. I also have the Dasani, the like quarts, I guess they are, of like vanilla yogurt, and I'll just eat straight out of there.
Fun fact, guys.
So good.
By the way, we're actually going to be food on from now on, where we just talk about food the whole time.
We're going to talk about food and Disney princesses.
Disney princesses, of course.
Yeah, because Barry has a hot new idea.
Okay, well, the other day I was on MTV.com because I sadly actually got quite a few news articles from there because I find them entertaining. And there was one about actually a bunch of Disney princesses as zombies. And I was like, it'd actually be really cool if they did a game where like Pocahontas was a zombie Native American and she was the boss of like some level or something, and it would just, I don't know.
What if they did a game where it was like Hey Arnold, but they were like hip 20-year-olds? Or what about like The Lion King, but like they were people? Like basically like you took like every like Tumblr like post and you're just like, what if we made a video game?
I know. But like, still.
You're basically, Kingdom Hearts is basically what you're
Yeah.
asking. You just want Kingdom Hearts, but with like, but darker.
Strong, bad female zombie chick villains. Something that I kept saying all summer that I was waiting to say is, I wish that they did a Metroid Prime HD remake on the Wii U so badly.
They did.
No, they did a Wii re-release and it still looks like trash.
Oh, they did the
Wii,
like collection, right?
Yeah, but like Metroid Prime, like I went back to play that and such fond memories, but like my eyes were bleeding a little bit. It did not age gracefully.
It doesn't look that
It looks
bad.
really bad. It
For a
looks
game,
really terrible.
Look,
It's still fun. It was very strange going to the like single stick aiming method. I had like not realized how weird that was.
That was garbage. With like you pull the left trigger to like
to try
lock
to like look
yourself
around.
in and you aim your. Yeah, that was bad.
But like it looks a lot worse than a lot of the other GameCube games I've gone back and played recently looked. And I was like, that is a game that I would pay all of the monies to replay in HD.
There's a lot of really, like, I mean, they just did the HD Wind Waker, right?
Which I still say they should have done Twilight Princess because Wind Waker actually still looks banging on
Yeah,
GameCube.
but Wind Waker's a good game.
Twilight Princess is also a good game too, I think. I mean, it's not the greatest Zelda game out there, but I still think it's good. Some of the level design of that I think is really interesting. Like, as frustrating as City in the Sky was, it was such an interesting location. And same thing with, I thought a lot of the puzzles in, like the Elden Temple with the iron boots were really cool. And the graphics for that did not stand the test of time whatsoever. Because I remember getting my Wii and being like, oh my god, look how great it looks. And then going back, I'm like, oh, look at all the pixels.
Yeah, definitely. It's one of those, fun fact, Twilight Princess is actually the only Legend of Zelda game that I've ever played.
Really?
Yeah. And so, like, I was playing, it was cool.
It was, yeah, interesting.
But I mean, like, I don't know. I just don't think it's my sort of thing. Like, the puzzles are, they're interesting, but like, I guess I just want to kill things,
Okay. I mean, that's reasonable. I mean, like, not the greatest execution of a Zelda game, but I definitely think it has a lot of merit, and there's a lot of things that are really entertaining about that Zelda game specifically.
I thought the boss fights.
Boss fights are definitely really good.
Like the big, what was the underwater dragon thing? You had to use like the iron boots and the hook shot.
Yeah, Morpheal.
Yeah, that was cool.
He was cool. When you fought the dragon in the City of the Sky, that was a lot of fun. Zelda is a boss, literally, and in the term that she is a boss with her sword. And she's just like, what?
Is that a spoiler alert?
Oh gosh. Whoopsies. You know what? That game came out
It's like
like
a-
10 years
it's like-
ago.
yeah.
Yeah, I regard
Came
now
out
no
like
longer feel bad.
2008. Oh, guess what? Ganondorf's the bad guy. Spoiler alert.
I actually really want a Zelda game to take place in the adult Link timeline after he gets sent back in time, and you get to play as like Zelda and like Sheik in like the space after he gets sent back. He's sort of before like the world sinks below the ocean. Oh, you don't know because you didn't play all
Is
of
this
these.
part of this whole like
the ridiculous Zelda
giant
timeline?
garbage Zelda timeline that they made to try to like please people?
Yes.
And there's like, oh well, here's a timeline where Link
I just want
died,
to play
and
a
here's
Sheik
one where he
again.
also died.
Yeah.
Just play Smash.
I mean, I do play Smash, but then when you play Sheik and Smash, you're that person playing Sheik.
Well, that's the price that you pay for playing Sheik. How is your Smash coming?
I am good at that game for no reason. You know, like, the amount that I win has no bearing on the amount of work I put into it, and I wish...
Wow, you're just so good, Barry.
No, I'm really
How do you
bad.
do it?
I'm really terrible. I have really terrible mechanics. Me trying to go through stages and Smash, I'm like... And I just fight on the bottom level. I've given up.
But you have such raw skill as a gamer.
That's what I like to think, and then we know that I've never made it past the first level of Binding of Isaac.
Yeah, but we don't, the audience doesn't have to know that. I mean, you okay?
I'm not okay. I thought we established that I probably shouldn't be allowed on television last year.
I mean, we did, but like that we like to run things fast and loose here at Game
Yeah.
On.
Fast and loose? Never mind. Yay. But, whatchamacallit? But when we come back, we should probably have like an actual segment. I want to know what you played this summer because I'm sure it was interesting things and different from my basic tastes in video games. But yep, like I said, when we come back, we will have interesting things to say and do. Woo. Welcome back to our super awesome fun time video game show called Game On, where we talk about video games and stuff and game and on and woo. Hi. I'm not allowed to do that anymore.
Are you done?
I'm in a good mood today. I'm happy to be back. I'm happy.
I'm glad, man. I'm glad
But-
to see you in such a positive, upbeat mood.
Right?
You know.
Last time we saw me, I was just yelling at Ray. I was sad he was leaving. That's why.
Yeah, I think we're all sad that that Ray has departed. Shout outs to my boy. I'm gonna
Home slice.
buy a 40 from Landmark and pour it out in the parking lot for him. So
He'll just be like, oh,
you're remembered, Ray.
we love
remembered.
you forever and ever. I'm sorry, I'm not going to sing. So, what did you play this summer that you enjoyed?
I
you
played.
had a long summer.
I think you'll be very excited to hear this. I played Transistor from start to finish, and that game was pretty cool. You know?
Oh, I love it.
Liked the, okay, so do you want to hear the parts that I liked or I disliked first?
Yes. Liked.
Okay. So I really liked
do a
the
sandwich.
way the combat worked, how you kind of had to stop time and you got the bar that... So basically, if you've never played Transistor, the way it works is it's a lot like Bastion, where you're running around and you have like different attacks and stuff. But when you pull the trigger, time stops. And then you can kind of plan out like what your next move is going to be. And then you pull the trigger again, and it does it all of it at once. It goes bang, 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 and everyone blows up. And it's really cool. It's a really interesting mechanic, especially the way that the upgrade system works.
Yeah, the upgrade
where
system is my favorite thing.
You can take any skill and slot it into any upgrade slot,
Yeah.
and it becomes its own unique upgrade.
Yeah, there you have like utility upgrades, you have like defense upgrades, you have passives, and then you have actives. And like obviously your actives are your face button, and then depending on what ability you put in different things will change the way they interact with it. Because it's like, oh, now when I smash this, like instead of just like me shooting something, it shoots it in like a set of threes and changes the way you interact with enemies.
The one ability that was crazy broken was the dog.
Stop it. Yeah, oh my gosh, yeah, you could
The
get a little
dog. You
summoned
get the
dog.
you use the dog upgrade or the dog ability so that you have this little dog that follows you around.
So cute.
And then you I forget what the thing was. It was like the one that would stun people when he would
Yeah.
bark. It was a giant AoE and it would stun everyone and I would just stop time and I would run him into the center and I would just bark.
Yeah.
And it would blow up every single guy.
And then you would just find the most amazing combos.
Yeah.
But the nice thing too about having the ability to stop time is like it really adds an element of strategy because sometimes stopping time's not the way to deal with enemies. Like there's this, I think they're called ladies. When you hit them, they move. So like if you stop time and like plan your attack, like only one of your abilities is going to hit them because after the first time it'll teleport. So you have the option to just run up to them and sort of just like beat them to death.
Yeah.
So
it was really cool, and it had a really cool art style. My problem with that game is that it was really far up its own butt. It really was. Like, that game thought that it was the coolest game ever made.
I think that's reasonable. It is pretty cool, though. But that is a reasonable statement.
It's cool, but, like, there was no sense of, like, I don't know, like, it just took itself so seriously, you know?
My biggest issue was that some of the story development was really confusingly executed. Like, I didn't quite know what my motivations were for, like, the solid portion of the game. But another thing I liked about the way they unveiled the story is putting the different abilities in different upgrade slots unlocked more information about the characters whose abilities you inherited. So it gave a lot of the backstory that way. So it encouraged you to experiment, not only to find the best loadouts, but also to get more of the lore. So I thought that was a good way.
Yeah, it's a really cool way of kind of giving players more like background without having to go around and find audio logs all over the place, you know?
Oh, gosh.
But otherwise, really cool game. But I'll play whatever they make next.
Yeah.
Because I liked the game part of it. It was just the story that turned me off.
And the soundtrack was glorious.
Soundtrack was pretty cool.
The soundtrack is amazing. I played, actually, Beyond Two Souls, Quantic Dream, I think it's 2011, I think it's 2013. No, it's 2013.
Is that the Ellen Page one?
That was the Ellen Page one.
Okay.
Quantic Dream's story-driven PS3 title, Beyond Two Souls, starring Ellen Page and Willem Dafoe. You play as Ellen Page, who is tethered to this entity called Aiden, and you have the option in-game to switch back and forth between Aiden and Ellen Page's character to interact with the environment. Like all of your the game is driven by your decisions, and it's such an interesting concept. Unfortunately, same thing with Heavy Rain, which was their first attempt. Quantic Dream, I feel like, just falls a little short of like the world they're trying to create. They're like every single decision you make is like supposed to impact the future, but like there's no challenge in the game because of the way they like sort of set the game up, because Ellen Page is telling the story, so you know she can't die.
Does it feel like your actions in the game have consequences? Because in Heavy Rain, like if you did something, like if you messed up and your character died, like they were dead.
Yeah.
They were dead for the rest of the game. Is there anything? Obviously, Ellen Page isn't going to die.
Ellen Page can't die. That's what takes away a lot of the stress. Like you do feel like to an extent that you have control over it, but like you realize that you don't. To just the world they wanted to create, they couldn't quite execute correctly. Luckily, Ellen Page's performance is fantastic and saves that game, and you overlook its flaws because it is such an immersive and entertaining and beautiful story that is told. And it looks great, especially for a PS3 game.
I remember seeing I saw trailers of it where she was in like Afghanistan and she was like judo throwing insurgents, and I was like, wait, is this the same game?
Yeah.
So it's the same game.
It gets a little disjointed at times because the CIA is like, oh, she's like bound to an entity. We should, capitalize on that. And there'll be combat sections, and that section gave me a lot of anxiety because I was convinced one of my actions was going to like completely ruin everything. Luckily, though, one of the games that we're going to talk about this season on Game On that we're going to review for is Until Dawn, and that is a game that finally takes those story-driven things and makes all of your decisions directly impact it. It's great, super excited. When we come back, we will talk about more things and exciting times with stuff and doing and woo.
Yeah.
From the islands of Fiji, we present Game On. Hydrating, glorious, Game On, and Fiji water. I'm so sorry.
I can't like back this, right? Like you drinking Fiji water has made me irrationally upset, and I don't understand why.
Well, it's like because like I used to drink a lot of Smart Water, but I was concerned that the calories. Like,
Why
the
don't you just
electrolytes had
drink
calories in
water?
them.
It is water. This is bad tasting water. This is like $3 for a bottle.
It was 2 for $4.
That is too much for water.
I wanted it. I had this, and I had grapes, and I had an apple and a cheese stick.
But do you think this tastes good?
Yeah.
It has like the best water shouldn't taste like anything.
It's perfect because it's
Right?
never
Like,
been
isn't that
touched
the
by
point
man.
of water? The point of water is. To
I feel
not
like
taste
I feel like I'm drinking clouds and joy.
It tastes like Philly tap water that they just
What doesn't?
threw in a nice bottle and put a flower on.
The one thing that there's actually an Instagram picture on my, I guess Instagram, of my Fiji water not fitting in my cup holder. Because cup holders are round and Fiji bottles are square.
So the Fiji water is like a recurring thing throughout your life. Like it's not like, oh, watch me being crazy drinking
No.
my Fiji water. It's like this is.
It's like
me.
when I've decided that I deserve something that's going to make me feel happy and basic at the same time.
You know what? Who am I to judge? I
Right?
guess.
Everyone has their, you have your T-shirts and.
It's a black T-shirt. Are you coming at me for a black T-shirt?
One time on Game On, we talked about video games. Anyway, so have you ever played a video game where someone wore like black T-shirts? I think that's like probably a really large selection of games.
Yeah, I played Grand Theft Auto.
I actually still have not played Grand Theft Auto.
Really, the new one?
I never wanted to. It's like, I don't know.
Oh, none of them?
I played like 3 on like PS2. It was like the
Oh,
last
okay.
one.
I wasn't sure if you were saying that you played.
I
3
played,
of
like,
them,
Grand
or you
Theft Auto
played
3.
Grand Theft Auto 3. Okay. Yeah, that was the one that kind of that changed the industry, man.
Yeah.
That was like
I
the
remember.
first big like open world.
Um,
Everyone lost their minds when that game came out. It was
Yeah.
really cool. I didn't get through the new one. I think I got up to the first heist because the whole thing is like you and your boys are trying to like plot these bank heists and you can do them all different sorts of ways. And it was cool, but I don't know. I just kind of fell off of it.
I just got back into Dragon Age Inquisition, like same thing with him, because you sort of liked it. You weren't crazy about it, right? Inquisition?
I got the who's the big guy?
Iron Bull?
Yes, I
And
think I got
Black
Iron Bull.
I love that game. It was my favorite game of last year. And I like restarted it and like I was like making my character and I always pick like archers and like rogues and stuff. And I decided to make a warrior. And she's like this little blonde chick. She actually looks just like Rachel McAdams, and it's basically Rachel McAdams running through like Ferelden, beating people to death with a flaming maul, and it makes me so happy.
Now, when you set out at the start of this game, I know you. Were you thinking, I would like to play as Rachel McAdams in Dragon Age Inquisition?
No.
And you modeled it specifically after Rachel McAdams, and you're like, oh, wow, she looks a lot like Rachel McAdams. What a coincidence. I guess we're just going to play the game
I
now.
promise that did not happen. I originally, because like all of my characters are like, they're like these really boss females.
Okay.
And I'm just like, oh, like they're so boss, but they're like a little aggressive and a little manly. And I'm just like, I want like a nice, like soft, like pleasant, happy, like I was like, oh, like she's so nice. Oh, but she just beat me to death with a maul. And that's what happened. And then as I made her face, I was like, this individual looks like Rachel McAdams. And I'm okay with that. So,
As long as you're having a good experience, man.
it
more
makes
power
me
to you.
enjoy playing that style of character so much more. Because it's funny. Because I'm Rachel McAdams charging through a gaggle of darkspawn, taking my mallet and just slamming it on the ground.
I think customization in games like that really kind of helps you like attach yourself
Yeah,
to like the stuff.
to the characters,
Like every
yeah.
time I play like Grand Theft Auto or like Sleeping Dogs or anything like that, my character's wardrobe is tight, man. I go to all the stores. I'm like, oh, this shirt looks nice. I'll buy that. I'll buy a couple jackets. And then every time, like, my character wakes up in the morning, I'll throw on something different, something nice to get the day started,
Make them your character as an extension of you.
It is, and he is very much an extension of me.
That is why I'm a blonde woman.
That's your spirit animal.
My spirit animal.
Yeah. The Metal Gear actually has quite a bit of customization. My helicopter is now solid gold, and it plays Party Up by DMX whenever it's like flying over the hills of Afghanistan. And it's a really fun way to play the game.
My face is saying something really different from what I'm thinking. Like, my face is saying, oh, that's unfortunate, but what I'm really thinking is how tacky you are.
Look, you can.
I'm just sorry.
I have
sorry.
a golden.
I'm just kidding, I love you.
I have you can get like an arm in that game because his arm is gone, and you can get an arm that's a rocket arm.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
And it's
that's
Kiefer Sutherland yelling "Rocket Punch!" and then the arm flies off, and you can control it as it's flying around, punching. Yeah, it's going. You're controlling it through this camp, punching people in the face with your rocket arm.
That's pretty dope.
That speaks to me on a very spiritual
level. 100%, 100%. Things that have spoken to me this summer in gaming, because I've had a lot. This summer's I had a very enjoyable gaming summer. Let me think.
I know you're up to Plat 2 in League. How does that feel?
It feels like it's making League more challenging, and I don't enjoy it. Like, it's not fun challenging. It's like everyone gets worse. Silver and Platinum are like the worst I've played in.
So do you agree that it doesn't get better? Like, there is no such thing as Elo Hell because everything is Elo Hell?
Elo Hell is definitely a thing, because especially like Platinum 5, it's like everyone in Platinum, like in Gold, everyone has the mindset of wanting to get better, at least most people. In Platinum 5, everyone thinks they're like the next Trick 2D, like the next amazing person. And they're standing there, and it's just like, they're playing like a super squishy character, flash into the middle of the enemy team, and they're like, why didn't you save me? I was like, I'm sorry. I can save a lot of people from a lot of things, but I can't save you from your stupidity. And on that note, thank you for watching Game On. We'll be back again with quality programming.
Oh, what are you talking? This was quality programming, man. I don't know what you're...
This is quality programming, which is why I said
about.
we'll be back. And then things. And then we'll have more artisanal waters.
No, we won't.
And we can have autumnal beverages. We can have spiced pumpkin lattes.
I will make sure with all my power that we do not have that.